Today I'm going to give you my top stretches to open up the backs of your legs. I get asked all the time my top recommendations for people with tight hamstrings, and these are those recommendations. I encourage you to do these as frequently as you can, especially if you are essentially starting from scratch, if you feel super tight and you don't stretch at all, or even if you stretch a little bit, if you maybe go to the gym and you do some pre-workout stretching, these are going to be your go-to. You'll do them as frequently as you can. Push yourself to do it maybe every day or 5 days a week, and it doesn't take a long time. This doesn't have to be a 10-minute stretch session. I just want you to do a couple of these couple of postures for a few seconds, 30 seconds, a minute would be ideal, but I want this to be accessible for you. This isn't some routine that's going to take you 10 to 15 minutes. This video might be a little bit longer because I'm going to explain it, but it won't take you as long as this video. So we'll dive right in. Now, the entire posterior chain, everything is of course connected. We'll start with a forward fold. So for you, it might look something like this. Hands very far from the mat, knees bent, spine round. That is okay. That's why we're doing this. But like I said, everything is connected. So I want you to allow your knees to bend pretty generously. Hands can either hang heavy toward the mat or they can come to opposite elbows. This is most ideal for starting off. Let your torso hang heavy. So even for me, my knees are bent. I like to have my knees like this. It's a really nice stretch in the back of the body. Even let your neck relax. It'll stretch all the way through the back of your neck. Now start to work your legs towards straight. Bring your hands to your shins. Fingertips press the shins. You can see here I'm now going to flatten my back and extend the crown, the very top of my head, forward to lengthen the spine. As I go for length, I can actually feel that in the backs of my legs because, as I said, everything is connected. So as you take this half lift, creating L shape with your body, engage your core, back is nice and flat. I could almost balance a glass of water on there. That movement often takes time for people to learn. It's kind of like, how do I even get there? I see this with my clients often. Think tailbone flips up, chest lifts up. My back muscles are engaged. Okay, so again, because I kind of rolled that all together, you'll do what we call ragdoll. Let yourself hang here. This will stretch the entire back of your body, including the backs of your legs. And then you'll take it into a half lift, straightening the legs at least a bit more and flattening your back. Okay, then we'll come to, let's do half split. So it'll be this shape with the legs. We'll start with the right heel forward. If you do not have blocks, come up onto your finger pads, or you can use something else. You could even use books, water bottles, I don't know, something. But if you are very tight, it will be super helpful to grab blocks. So I'm going to use these here. Now, a few pointers to get the most out of this. In this case, left hip stacked over the left knee. Please avoid doing this. This takes it into quad work. We want to focus on stretching the back of the right leg. Even if you are very tight, flex your right toes back. Your front knee might be bent. That's okay. Flex your toes back. That lengthens the back of the leg. Now, you might really be feeling it. I often see at this point people's faces start to wince. Take a few slow, deep breaths. If you want more sensation, I encourage you to at least try this. Notice the difference. Because everything's connected, if you press your belly down and lift your chest up, working toward that flattening of the back, you will feel more stretch in the back of your right leg. So again, that is joints stacked on this leg, toes are flexing back, flat back, chest up. Now I'm not going to do it on both sides. I just want to walk you through my top stretches. I'll do a follow along video at some other point. Let's take it into a seat. Seated forward fold. Your knees might be very bent. I see this with my clients a lot. They're like this and like this, round spine. So a few things to help you. You could bring a rolled up blanket or a pillow under your knees so that I'll just use the block for an example so that they can rest like this. Or you can sit yourself up on something, a blanket or a pillow. Now you'll notice here, much easier for me to sit upright when I have propped my hips up. I highly recommend that you sit on something if you are very tight because again, When we straighten the back and take the rounding out of the spine, everything lengthens. Now you can do this at first. You can just fold forward, see how that goes. Likely your spine will round. And it's like we want to be able to reach the toes because that's what we think we should be able to do. And as you're doing that, maybe you're like this, your spine is rounding more, your shoulders are up and toward your ears. If this feels good, this is a nice stretch in the back. You can enjoy that for a few moments, but because this video is to focus on the backs of the legs, I want you to bring yourself upright. Bring your hands either onto your legs. If you're on a block, you might want to have hands on legs. If you are not on a block, you can bring your fingertips down. Either way, walk the fingers forward. I want you to flatten your back. So think about pressing kind of flicking your tailbone up. Belly presses forward, chest up. So my spine is long, back is working toward flat. You might right away feel more stretch in the back of your legs. That's good. That's what you want. Now you could start to hinge a little bit farther forward as long as your back can stay flat. The moment that you hinge so far forward that you go into a rounding of the spine, I want you to come back up, flatten your back, shoulders away from ears, puff up your chest. We'll get into this some other day, but the work that you're doing by flattening your back and lifting your chest, pulling the shoulder blades back, you have the bonus of working on your posture, which is something I hear from my clients all the time. That's something they're working on, so be sure to keep your back flat, spine long. And over time, you'll be able to potentially go a little bit farther. Okay, so those are my top 3 recommendations for you. We had a standing forward fold. We did a half split, which I'd like you to, of course, do on both sides, and a seated forward fold. Those are just, there are so many things that I could have you do, but those are like if you are just starting from scratch and you need a few postures to do quick and easy, I recommend that you do these as frequently as you can, 7 to 5 times a week to start, so that you start noticing progress. You'll immediately start feeling better in your body. And I love hearing from my clients when they're like, oh my gosh, normal everyday things become more comfortable and easier, like getting in and out of a chair or putting their socks on. So let me know if you have any questions, any clarifying questions, if you want me to go farther on any of that, or if there's something that you're struggling with, please leave a comment or reach out to me. I love this stuff. It's what I've been doing for almost a decade, so let me know how I can support you. If you'd like some support one-on-one, reach out to me. I'm based in San Diego, but I have clients that I work with virtually, so contact me. See you in the next video.